when you do fall, don't put your hands out.
Try not to, but it's hard.
It is because you automatically do that.
Yeah.
But from falling several times, I've learned to like tuck and roll.
Right. That's the best you can do.
Yes.
You know, don't protect metal parts. People are like, you know, they got their bionic knee and it's made out of like titanium.
Right.
And they're like, I better protect that. I'm like, no, let's protect the other knee, the one that's made out of breakable bone.
Right.
Titanium, I get it because you're like, oh, I don't want to muck with that. But honestly, that's your bionic side now. Like, you know, I mean, I get it, but I almost think it's the opposite. You should be favoring your one that's less penetrable.
Right.
More penetrable, I should say. So I don't know. I'm up in the air. I'm a fence sitter on that one. I kind of have a couple of theories on that. But I definitely want people to know to relax themselves so they don't get so taut. Because, I mean, once those muscles start to spasm throughout your body, that's just what it does. It just tightens up around all your nerves, causes pain, causes all kinds of stuff. I can't tell you how many people I had to dig my elbows into this week because it was just all muscular. And I had to tell them, I'm like, this is what you're doing, and you've just got to stop it. You just got to tell yourself, your brain, to stop it. And the other thing is also, stop. Just stop. I like to say that. Just stop. Stop it.
Don't do that.
And the other thing that I want to tell you about is sloppy shoes, because some of our snow boots are really sloppy, so we'll have a tendency to grip our little toes in there so we're not sloshing around in our big
wear fatter socks, huh?
Right. We need that sense of security because otherwise our toes will cringe. And when your toes cringe like that, it just sends muscle spasms all the way up your legs to your back. So anytime your toes are tight, you're going to get something. You're going to get back pain, sciatica, shin splints.
Those are the worst.
Oh, they're so bad.
No, I shouldn't say that. Sciatica, I don't know. Both of those are bad.
Shin splints is so
plantar
easy to get rid
fasciitis
of. If anybody ever has shin splints, you get a hold of me. So easy to get rid of.
I know. I even know how to prevent them.
Yay.
Yes.
So
that's what I went to school for. So, so what else do you do during the winter? You don't get out, so what do you do at home?
Right. So I have a couple ideas for people. This is what I've been doing. I've been basically preparing for the year in different ways. Like, for example, I have a lot of time on my hands when I'm at home, so I make lists. I love lists. Lists help me so much. I'm such a scatterbrained person generally, and I'm got so many things going on all the time. And when I have that happening and I have so many things going on all the time like that, you know, I have a tendency to forget things and, you know, or I'll think of something and then I'll forget about it later and oh, shoot, I was supposed to do this or I was supposed to do that. So I basically make sure I make a lot of lists, and lists help me tremendously. And so this is a good time to just sort of take inventory and start making some lists for myself. Another thing that I've done is I've gone through all of my finances. I've gotten all my budgeting.
Nice.
Because I had to change. Things have changed since last year.
Right.
And I tend to make my budget at the beginning of the year and then, you know, try to follow it as best I can throughout the year. I might modify a little bit. But then this time of year, I like to sit down and just look at everything and look at how it all played out and, you know, try to decide where I can, you know, modify it a little here, a little there. So I took the time to do that. I'm taking the time to do that. I've just started it. It's probably going to be a week-long process to get through all of the numbers and everything.
Right.
But it makes me excited because I'm like, okay, I'm doing something good for myself and I'm preparing and I'm using this time wisely and I'm trying to figure stuff out that I otherwise don't really find time to do.
Right.
That kind of thing. So I'm doing more of that. And I'm really, all my messages from people, all my friends, you know, that tell me, you know, you need to take care of yourself. This time of year, super important to recharge. And that's what all that super moon was about. And everything was about recharging and take this time to heal. Basically, take the downtime and use it for healing. Meditate. Take care of yourself physically, you know, go to your chiropractor, go to your health coach, get yourself back on track with whatever went wrong through the rest of the year, perfect time for that. When we're busy and we're running and we're taking kids to baseball games and we're taking, trying to work and juggle activities and entertainment. And I don't know about you, but my summers just go.
Yeah, mine
and they're
too.
Gone. And I don't have time for all that. But in the winter, I have time for that.
Right.
And I have time to stop and find new meditations that I like, or to look up more about crystals and research that, and, look up some more different techniques, or maybe a new adjustment that somebody's been using that's working for people. And I want to learn about that. And so, now's my time to educate myself, to take things in, sort of fill my pitcher up. You've heard that before.
Right.
Fill your pitcher up.
Right. You know what? That's so real and true. And in the summertime, I'm a reader, and I really enjoy reading a lot.
I have that down too, reading, because I never get another time to do it.
No,
but in the winter,
in the wintertime, and it gets dark so early too, which is another thing.
And you can snuggle up cozy on the couch with a blankie and maybe a cup of hot cocoa, and read your book, or snuggle up with your mate. Or your fur
doggy,
babies,
right?
And you get right up there, and I've read to my dogs before. I don't know if you've ever done that. I read out loud
sometimes,
dogs.
especially when I'm trying to get something and I have to read it. There's a water for you, by the way.
Ooh.
And I have to read it a couple times. I just finished reading this book that I really took a long time reading because I loved it so much. And
Tell me what the name was.
The name of it was The Alchemist.
Oh, you told me about that.
Oh, my God, I loved that book.
I'm going to have to borrow that one.
And now I'm reading a book that Patrick told me about, The Accidental Shaman.
That's a good book, too.
I just started it. Yeah, I'm liking it so far.
Yeah, so this is a good time of year to do that.
Right.
I mean, you really should take advantage of the downtime.
Right. And I also bought a new planner.
Ooh.
But it's very different. It's called a Panda planner.
Tell me about it.
And it has your month like a calendar, like just a regular calendar, that you can look and see, these days I'm really busy, so I might as well not even plan anything.
Right.
And then you have a weekly, what your intentions are for the week.
Nice.
And you can check things off.
Cool.
You can group them so that, like, when I'm doing my computer work, I just get one thing done and move right on to the other. And then you also have a daily, but you don't have to use it just for one day.
That's really cool.
Like I'll use this page for 2 or 3 days.
Right. I get it.
And it's like you set your intentions, you make a list of what you have to do, you write down the things that are scheduled with other people.
This is like a book that we could put our lists into and keep it all together.
Right.
Because my list gets scattered.
And there's a place for notes.
I probably have like 14 notebooks laying at my house.
Yeah, I do that too. And my other planner didn't do what this one does.
What does this one do that your
This
others
one,
didn't? The big one.
This one makes me take a look at the whole week all at once. It also makes me look at the things that I was successful doing, like it gives today's wins, this week's intentions.
So you're sort of like assessing yourself as you go.
Yeah, and
with your
what
goals.
You're grateful for. I mean, it's really good.
Where'd you get that from?
I got it on Amazon, but I think I've been trying to work with different journals because I want to make one. And so I think it's going to be similar to this. I got another one too, but it's too scary.
Too much?
Yeah, it's too much.
Complex.
Right. And it's like for 10 years. Well, I'm not, it's too much for right now.
Overwhelming.
Yes. But I think like a year in advance is good, maybe even 5, but 10, I don't know if I'm even going to live that long. I mean, get real.
You better. I plan on irritating you for at least 30, 40 more years.
Oh, good. So. Okay. Well, you might be taking care of me now. But, the thing is, it's really nice because if I get everything systematized now and I develop the habits that I want to develop, then by the time summer comes, it's going to free me up, right?
Absolutely. And that's
to
the
do
whole
what I
point.
want to do.
The point is that I'm trying to make my life simpler when it does come busy time. Like right now is not the busy time. So anything I can do today to help my life in the future not be so darn crazy and chaotic,
Right.
that's a plus.
So
That's gonna take stress
systematizing is the key.
Yeah, because it's going to take the stress off of you.
Right.
And then you'll feel better. And then
Right.
you'll be healthier because you won't be under stress and immune and all that. It's all sort of preemptive for being healthy, naturally.
Right.
Taking care of yourself.
So
in the
and
downtime.
those, if you form rituals of self-care to keep you healthy mentally and physically, then those things become rituals or habits, and then they just become second nature.
Right. And then you don't even realize you're doing them anymore. You just go through it, but it's all helping you. And that's the thing. You know, we have to develop habits that are good habits and that help us, and they're healthy habits. And by starting in the wintertime when you have time to focus, that's when it's difficult. Like when I teach somebody something new, like if I have to teach them how to walk or how to sleep or how to go up and down stairs, there's a learning curve.
Yeah.
Right? They don't
Right.
they don't just pick up on it. Like it's not natural for them to, because when I teach them how to walk up and down stairs, I tell them how to put their foot where their knee and their toe should be aligned, dropping their hip, using which set of muscles to lift their body up. I mean, we get very detailed because, let's just face it, life didn't come with a manual, and so nobody taught us how to do
Unfortunately,
that.
right.
And so we pick up weird, bad habits, and that causes back
Especially
pain.
when something hurts.
Right. Sciatica is famous for that. That's really affected by the way we walk up and down stairs and the way we sit and the way we stand. And anyways, I'm getting off topic, but definitely the things we teach now, are not going to be immediate. We need a learning curve. We need time for it to set in. So I always tell people the first week you're going to have to be super mindful every time you step up a step. And they're like, what? Really? Because I just, boom, 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 boom,
Right.
up the steps. Well, that's your problem, number one. And number two, this is teaching your body a new way of doing it. But after 7 to 14 days of being mindful, you don't need to be mindful anymore. It just
Right.
automatically does it.
Right. Even getting in and out of a car.
Absolutely. There's a way to do it and a way that's not so good for you. And those things come over time, but it does take a minute. And it's the same with us when we're learning new habits and we're trying to be healthy and we're learning new different rituals and things to do for ourselves that are good for us. It may take us time. And I don't know about you, but in the summer, I don't have time to be mindful.
No.
I shouldn't say that out loud.
No, but it's...
But in the winter, I have time.
Right. And so if you train yourself, it's like quitting smoking. It's
Yeah.
a bad habit. And if you train yourself properly and it does become an automatic response, then you don't have to think about it and you
Right.
stay healthy and strong.
Well, and the thing about it is, if you're not doing anything for yourself, what are you doing? Like, people are, I don't have time for that. Well, what are you
Bacon,
doing?
pies and bread.
No, most people are just being sedentary in the winter.
Oh.
I mean, they come in and they're like, all I did this week was sit in my easy chair. I'm like, why? Why was that your choice? Boy, you could have done so many things. And they're like, what? What could I have done? Well, you could have read. You could have made a list. You could have went over your budget. You could have just sat still in peace and in love and gratitude for all the things around you. You could have called up a family member who you haven't talked to in a while. You could have, there's so many things you could do, but they're like, I didn't think of that. No, you thought to just take a 3-hour nap in your easy chair in the middle of the afternoon. I mean, I don't, you do for you. Goodness gracious. Who else is gonna if you're not doing it?
That's right.
Do for you.
Although a 3-hour nap in the easy chair is nice once in a while.
It is.
I'm not a napper, are you?
If I nap, I feel like I got up in the morning again, so it really screws me up.
Same with me.
It's
And
like,
then I
man,
can't sleep that night
yeah,
unless
and
I'm
tired,
sick.
and it
If
just-
I'm sick, that's all I want to
Like,
do
what
is
do you
sleep.
mean round
But
two? I was down for the count. So, yeah, because I really sleep hard at night. Like, I don't need a nap during the day because when I go to bed, I'm
you are out.
I'm like, good
yes.
night, Pat.
That's how Steve is too.
I just
Mid-sentence, he'll fall asleep.
Oh, yeah,
That's
me
so
too.
weird. I don't do that.
Yeah, I'm super.
I have to have
hard
my
sleeper.
ritual to